Thinking back on your life, what one moment spoke positively about your character? And what one word bolstered that moment? For me, the word is resilient. The event, 1 week in the late 80s, early 90s, while living in the Maryland, D.C. area. I was let go from one job without any prospects on the horizon. The motivation? My money was running out before the month was. I remember putting change instead of dollars to try and fill my tank up with gas so I can move about during that week. I don't remember feeling scared, but I just felt that I felt a little tense, but I wasn't scared. And pride would not let me ask my family and friends for help. And at that time, I lived right around the corner from an aunt and uncle. The week after I was let go from this particular job, at the time I was working on accounts payable and accounts receivable, I said in my head, by that Friday, somebody was going to offer me a job. I don't know who, but somebody was going to offer me a job. The Monday, I remember thinking, I'm going to get up every day this week to look for work. Looking for work that week was my job. And I remember wearing the same dress. It was a black and gray one piece. Put that thing on every day. Went out looking for work. I go out, drive around as close as I possibly could to the apartment, because you remember I ain't had no gas. But the plumbing office wasn't that far from the apartment, so that was the plus. I was in there. Back then, cell phones weren't really in vogue at all. If they were, I didn't know about it. So you had to literally be on the phone calling people. So that's what I did. Calling some contacts from people I knew at prior jobs while I was living in Maryland, D.C. Monday, Tuesday, got up, same thing, same dress. Went out looking for work, calling people, plumbing office. Wednesday, Thursday. And I wasn't scared, but I knew that what I was doing was going to end in the way I wanted it to. And I never forget that Friday, y'all, I remember hearing somebody call me. Somebody this dude from a prior gig I had called me and said, "Judy, I heard you looking for work." I thought I heard from God. I was like, what? Yes. And he offered me a job in the same area that I was working in at the time, accounts payable, accounts receivable. And I stayed there for a minute until I eventually moved from D.C. back to New York. But when he called me, I was surprised, but I really wasn't surprised, because all that week, y'all, I was intentional on getting work. And it happened. I was resilient. I was determined. That moment, that word, have served me well for the past 35, 40 years. One thing about Judy, I am resilient. If I put my mind to it, it's going to get done. That 1 week told me that if I want it, I could get it. What one moment in your life speaks or spoke positively about your character? And what word, what adjective bolstered that event? Everything that happens to us, everything, positively, negatively, there is a lesson in it. And it is a way to add to who you are as a person. And people, your inner circle, your family, your friends, will say the same things, same word about you that you're saying to yourself. Judy is determined and resilient when she wants something done. What's your word? What's your event?